Talk to us a little bit about Lyft City, though, and how that's going to work in several cities across the country.
Yes, we're very excited about today. It's big news for us, but as part of our IPO announcement, we announced Lyft City Works, which is a commitment, an annual commitment of $50 million minimum or 1% of profits to invest in the cities where we do business. It's an amazing locally based opportunity to kind of focus on the issues in cities, the way cities hear those issues and the way cities want to respond to those issues.
You have been part of the administration. In your time, you were Transportation Secretary. What most concerns you about the regulation that might come down the road for Lyft and other ride-sharing companies, also companies that want to get into self-driving vehicles?
Well, I think the most important developments have happened over the last several years, which are many states passing legislation that allows our business to exist, not in a cookie cutter way, but not in a patchwork way, but in a way that every city within a state essentially has to allow us to do business. That's been the most important part. There are all kinds of things that can always happen for any business with respect to government, but in our business, we feel very good about the road ahead.
Mr. Secretary, good morning. Guy Johnson in London. New York is about to, or potentially be about to, become the first city in the United States to introducing congestion charging. Does congestion charging work to reduce emissions, to reduce the number of vehicles on the road? Is it a good idea?
We actually believe that universal congestion pricing is actually a really important thing in terms of both reducing overall congestion, but also in terms of combating climate change. And our company has long established a position in support of universal congestion pricing. Now, I say universal because when you price congestion for certain vehicles and not others, it doesn't actually solve the problem. So we wouldn't support something that's specific to a particular part of the transportation system, but if it's universal, it really will have an effect.
It certainly had an interesting effect here in London. Mr. Secretary, final quick question. Boeing obviously in the headlines at the moment. I'm wondering from your perspective and with your history, whether or not you think it will be too expensive for the FAA to independently regulate all new airframes.
Well, look, you're asking me to shake the cobwebs from my old job, but look, the reality is there are rules in place that any administration can put in place to ensure that the review process for aircraft is done by experts within the FAA. I think that's a debate Congress is likely to have in the future. But today I'm really excited about this IPO and Lyft and the great things we're going to do in surface transportation.